The episode begins with someone saying, "Regressor, you're the regressor who saved people at the end of the world, right? You saved the world from destruction." Ohjin, however, is confused. What is he talking about? Am I really a regressor? But why don't I remember anything like that? A flashback begins, showing a scene from Ohjin's childhood. Someone tells him, "You are another orphan. You should know your place, Ohjin." A bald man appears, speaking to him. "It's easy to fool humans. Just show them what they want to see and tell them what they want to hear." Then he looks at Ohjin and asks, "Now tell me, what will you say?" Ohjin grins mischievously, raises his middle finger, and says, "FNXXU." The scene shifts to Ohjin narrating. "When I was 8 years old, my childhood was absolute hell." We see the bald man brutally beating Ohjin like a dog, then saying, "That should be enough, right? Now tell me again, what is our orphanage like?" Ohjin, still defiant, raises his middle finger once more and replies, "It's a great place to live." The bald man's face darkens with anger. "Looks like you really want to die today, huh?" Just as he is about to strike Ohjin again, a young girl appears and attacks the bald man in anger. "Don't you dare mess with my Ohjin, you baldy!" The bald man collapses in pain, groaning, "You brats! Stop right there! And I'm not completely bald." The girl grabs Ohjin by the hand and pulls him away, telling him, "Don't listen to a word that lunatic says. Never talk to him again." Then she softens her voice and asks, "Are you okay?" This girl, his only friend at the time, was the only person who ever helped Ohjin survive his hellish childhood. We then see Ohjin talking to some people, pretending to be cheerful. We return to the present, where Ohjin is narrating his past experiences. "Back then, I was stuck in a place where survival itself was a nightmare. The director of Orange, he used to beat people mercilessly, but for some reason, he especially took pleasure in tormenting me. Even so, I endured it all. I never wanted to die in that disgusting place. But things only got worse when the gates appeared in the world. And when that happened, my life became even more miserable. But then everything changed when constellations appeared. These were beings of immense power, possessing terrifying energy and unique abilities. They bestowed their powers upon people in the form of stigmas, giving them the ability to survive in the new world. Those who received these powers became known as metahumans, or what people now call superhumans. Ohjin grins as he recalls his past. "And what did I do? I fooled those very superhumans and used them to make my life as easy as possible." The scene shifts to a group of people celebrating. A man says, "That was a great day. We did an amazing job." Ohjin replies cheerfully, "Yeah, of course. We totally nailed it." Another person asks, "So when are we heading into the next gate?" Ohjin smirks and nods. "Of course we'll go soon." He then narrates, "I surrounded myself with high-ranked superhumans, earning their trust. I gained as many benefits as I could and built up my reputation by pretending to be a high-ranked superhuman myself. I even created my own party, recruited members, and ensured they trusted me completely. And once someone earned a decent reward from a raid, I'd disappear with it. I scammed every single one of them." As the scene shifts, a mysterious figure speaks to Ohjin. "So, you're a disciple of Aquarius, one of the 12 astrological signs, right? The astrological signs are among the 12 most powerful constellations in existence, but even among them, there are 3 that surpass the rest." Ohjin smirks. "Yeah, that's right. Why are you so surprised?" The figure looks skeptical. "But if that's true, why are you only at a 1-star rank?" Ohjin shrugs. "Doesn't really matter. Even a single star under a powerful constellation is enough to dominate others." At this moment, a pop-up notification appears, revealing Ohjin's real name, Ohjin. A simple human, weak and insignificant. Ohjin smirks and narrates, "Well, that's what people think. But in reality, I'm neither weak nor insignificant. I'm just the perfect con man, the ultimate manipulator." A man suddenly speaks up, Lee Shinhyuk. "Wait, You're a disciple of Pisces, right? Pisces is the 12th of the astrological signs, but compared to others, it isn't considered as strong. Shinhyuk hesitates. Compared to the rest, I'm really not that powerful. Ohjin immediately reassures him. No, no, no. You're a disciple of Pisces? That's incredible. Pisces' stigma has a unique trait. It can turn any object into a weapon and allows its wielder to adapt to any situation effortlessly. Shinhyuk seems uncertain. Is that really true? Ohjin grins internally. Hook, line, and sinker. He totally fell for it. Then he decides to escalate his act. Well, since we've met, let me properly introduce myself. My name is Wonjin Ho. Of course, this is a fake name, just in case it ever causes trouble for him later. Ohjin extends his hand and says, "It must be fate that brought us together. Let's form a party." Shinhyuk hesitates before replying, I've been a disciple of Pisces for a year, but I'm still stuck at 1 star. I don't like telling people that. Ohjin reassures him. That's fine, no one needs to know. Ohjin begins explaining how star ranks work. Stars range from 1 to 12. The higher the number, the more powerful a disciple or servant becomes. However, that's not the only factor. The more powerful the constellation, the stronger its disciples will be, regardless of their star rank. Essentially, both the constellation strength and the disciple's star rank multiply together, determining their overall power. Shinhyuk still seems hesitant, but Ohjin smoothly continues his act. I completely understand your concerns. But hey, if you want, I can show you my stigma. Shinhyuk's eyes widen. Really? That would be amazing. Ohjin laughs internally and thinks to himself, he has no idea how much of a fraud I really am. He recalls a trick he used in the past. Back when I first started conning people, I had to make everything look real. So I went to extreme lengths, like carving a fake stigma into my own chest. He casually shifts the topic, pointing toward a low-rank gate nearby. This is just a low-tier gate. It shouldn't be too dangerous, but we should still be careful. Shinhyuk nods. All right, let's go in. Inside the gate, Ohjin confidently takes charge. All right, here's the plan. You fight, and I'll buff you. He then activates a skill, but in reality, it's nothing but a cheap trick. Ohjin had attached a small LED light inside his shirt, and when he activates it, it emits a soft glow. Aurora light, he shouts dramatically. His party member gasps in amazement. Wow, my body feels incredible. I can feel energy surging through me. Ohjin smirks and thinks to himself, of course you do. You just inhaled some finely ground glass powder mixed with fluorescent paint. It's nothing but a placebo effect. Shinhyuk remains completely convinced. I can feel my power growing. This buff is amazing. Ohjin nods. Yeah, just focus on the fight. As they continue through the gate, Shinhyuk charges forward, fighting the monsters with ease. Your buff is incredible. My body feels stronger than ever, he exclaims. Ohjin, watching from the sidelines, smirks. Wow, he really bought it. But I have to admit, his skills aren't bad. While Shinhyuk fights, Ohjin focuses on his true objective, collecting gate crystals. I should grab as many of these as possible. This guy is way more useful than those other so-called superhumans I scammed before. I can probably earn at least 300,000 won from this raid alone. Ohjin then picks up one particular crystal and examines it closely. Interesting. If I infuse this into a stigma, it might increase its power. He grins. Jackpot. Looks like I just got my hands on something valuable. But suddenly he senses something off. Wait, why does this place feel so quiet all of a sudden? Shinhyuk also notices something strange. Ohjin! Ohjin, look, he calls out. Ohjin turns and sees dozens of monsters staring at them. These aren't ordinary monsters. Mutant dogs. Ohjin's expression hardens. Something is wrong. These things shouldn't be appearing in a low-rank gate. What the hell is going on? Shinhyuk panics. Run! We have to run! If they get to us, we're dead! They both turn and sprint as the mutant dogs begin chasing them. Ohjin runs as fast as he can, but he quickly realizes something. Shit! They're getting closer? His party member glances at him, then makes a split-second decision. Shinhyuk kicks Ohjin in the face, sending him to the ground. Ohjin's eyes widen. What the? As he lies on the ground, dazed from the kick, he hears Shinhyuk shouting back, "I'm sorry!" The mutant dogs close in, Ohjin gritting his teeth, thinking, "Damn it, I trusted the wrong person." As Ohjin lies on the ground after being kicked in the face, he watches Lee Shinhyuk, the very person he had just helped, running away while shouting, "I'm sorry, I'm really sorry." Rage builds up inside Ohjin, but before he can react, a crackle of lightning strikes down from the sky, hitting Lee Shinhyuk mid-stride. "What? Why is he acting like that all of a sudden?" Ohjin shouts as he watches Lee collapse to the ground. The mutant dogs are still approaching. Realizing he has no time to hesitate, Ohjin rushes toward Lee's body, desperately searching for anything useful. "Damn it! What am I supposed to do if I die like this? Does he have anything on him?" As he frantically searches, his hands suddenly stop. He has found a stigma embedded in Lee Shinhyuk's chest. A stigma? But I've never seen this one before. The mark shines faintly, and a single word comes to mind: Lyra. Wait, this isn't Pixis's stigma? I thought Lee Shinhyuk was a disciple of Pixis. Before he can process what's happening, a system notification appears before him. The first enlightenment of black heavens has begun. A blinding golden light fills the space around him. Suddenly, a majestic figure appears before Ohjin, a woman cloaked in radiant gold. She gazes at him and speaks in a calm yet powerful voice. "Regressor?" Ohjin stares at her, his mind racing. A regressor? That's someone who goes back in time, right? But before he can think further, the mutant dogs snarl and begin closing in. "Forget about all this regressor nonsense. If I don't do something, in 5 minutes, I'm going to be torn apart by these things," he yells. But then a realization hits him like a thunderbolt. Wait, she said I possess a stigma that no one else has. The golden woman continues to stare at him in silence. Ohjin grabs his chest, right where the unknown stigma is marked. I've never seen this stigma before in my life, but I'm sure of it now. This is Lee Shinhyuk's stigma. He scans the lifeless body behind him. I don't know how, but I must have absorbed his stigma. Not Pixis, but Lyra's. He gasps, his body trembling with realization. Then that means... He turns to look at Lee Shinhyuk's lifeless body in horror. Lee Shinhyuk was a regressor. The weight of that truth slams into him like a crashing wave. Memories flood back. Just before Lee Shinhyuk died, his body had emitted a blue-colored lightning. That must be when I absorbed his stigma. Ohjin pieces it together. Lee Shinhyuk must have regressed, but he couldn't overcome his fate, and he died again. His stigma was passed on to me. And at that exact moment, Black Heavens activated, and his stigma was transferred to me. He turns back, his face still pale with shock, staring at Lee Shinhyuk's lifeless body. That's how I ended up with his stigma. His mind spirals in confusion, but before he can process further, the golden woman finally speaks again. You're not replying. Are you not a regressor? She asks, her voice calm yet demanding. Ohjin flinches at her tone. I'm sure I felt the presence of the unheavenly star here. Ohjin gulps, slowly rising to his feet. The unheavenly star? Black heavens? Who is this woman? I have no idea what she's talking about. But one thought surfaces in his mind. If I want to survive, I need to be a regressor. He clenches his fists and shouts boldly, I am a regressor. The golden woman's expression remains unreadable. Then suddenly she smiles. I knew you were the unheavenly star. Ohjin tries not to let his shock show. Wait, what? She actually believed me? He clenches his teeth, keeping his face serious, but inside his mind is screaming. I scammed her. I actually scammed a god? This is insane. As panic creeps in, another thought enters his mind. I, I'm not going to get struck down for this, right? Right? Just then, the golden woman, Vega, tilts her head slightly. Hmm. Oh my. Although I would love to hear all about your past experiences, we have some uninvited guests. She gestures behind him. Ohjin slowly turns around, and his eyes widen in horror. The mutant dogs, their glowing blue eyes piercing the darkness, begin advancing again. There aren't just a few anymore, there are hundreds. Vega, still smiling, folds her arms and says, I'm truly looking forward to seeing the limits of the unheavenly star's power. Ohjin, frozen in place, stares at the army of demon hounds charging at him. The golden light around him flickers, and everything erupts into chaos. Wait, wait, wait! She's telling me to prove my power now. He clenches his fists, forcing down his fear, and shouts, Fine, I'll take them down. But as soon as the words leave his mouth, a chill runs down his spine. Oh crap, what the hell am I getting myself into? Vega simply laughs, watching him with amusement. No pressure, just fight. Ohjin trembles, sweat dripping down his face. No pressure? Lady, what you just said puts a lot of pressure on me. As the mutant dogs lunge toward him, the scene fades to black, marking the end of the episode. What just happened? Ohjin scammed a god, absorbed a regressor's stigma, and now he's facing hundreds of demon hounds with no way out. Will he survive? Can he prove his power before Vega? Or will his scam backfire in the worst way possible? Find out in the next episode. Don't forget to, like if you enjoyed the episode, subscribe for more epic recaps, turn on notifications so you never miss a chapter. What do you think will happen next? Drop your theories in the comments below.